Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the fridge. On the menu tonight, World of Tanks. Today's gameplay comes from a player by the name of Commandant 99, and he is driving the old French Tier 10 tank destroyer, the Foch 155. I feel that I need to clarify something when it comes to these Tier 10 premium tanks. Yes, they are premium, and they will accept any crew of the same nation and class, just like any other premium tank does. They also get an XP bonus for being a premium vehicle. But what you don't get, most importantly, is the bonus coin. So you don't drive these tanks to grind out credits. You drive them because they're fun, and maybe to put some experience on the crew. So, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the Foch 155. Let's start with that 155mm magazine-fed auto-loading cannon. 750 hit points of Alpha Strike puts the 155 on par with TDs such as the E3 and the 268. Penetration is a stout 293mm, which is the same as the new 268 V4. Where things get interesting is the DPM, and by interesting I mean bad. The 155 has the worst DPM when compared to any of the casemate style TDs, managing only 2,330. There are 3 shells in the magazine with 5 seconds between each shot, so you can dump out 2,250 damage in roughly 10 seconds. This is enough to delete basically any tier 9 tank in one clip, and many of the tier 10s as well. Once you dump your magazine, you have 48 seconds before you're ready to do it again, and this gives you plenty of time to relocate to your next firing position. An aim time of 2.88 is slow, with only the STRV 103B being slower. Accuracy is a little on the poor side at 0.35, putting it on par with the E3. The other important stat you need to look at for casemate style TDs is the gun traverse limits, and the 155 is fairly decent with 10 degrees each side of centre, putting it ahead of the E3 and just behind the 268. Depression and elevation is not bad, with 6 degrees of depression and 18 degrees of elevation. When it comes to resisting incoming fire, the 155 has some good looking numbers, with 180mm of frontal armour at a very nice angle. 1,850 hit points is a little on the low side, but this is not an issue when you spend a lot of your time hiding and reloading. The side armour is low at 80mm, and the rear armour is laughable at 40mm, so do not let anything get your side or rear. You're going to want to do everything you can to avoid artillery as well, because 20mm of armour on the engine deck is not going to stop anything. Mobility is good. With a top speed of 50 km an hour forwards and 13 in reverse, 1000 horsepower combined with a weight of around 58 tonne gives a respectable 17.36 horsepower per tonne, so acceleration's decent. The Object 268 V4 is the only TD that is faster, but the 155 has it beat when it comes to turning. Hull traverse of 31.29 degrees per second is second only to the 103B, which gives you a decent chance of defending yourself if you're surprised by a medium or mobile heavy. When it comes to hiding, the 155 has a reasonable camo rating, with 13.85 putting it between the Badger and the 268 V4. As for spotting, 380 metre view range puts it 10 metres behind the best TDs in class. So how does this thing play? Well, it's situational, as it really wants to be a sniper, since the largest weak point on top is known by everyone and is basically impossible to jiggle and jink. The lower plate is also a weakness, but it's small and can be hidden behind almost anything. You need to be very aware as to how the battle is flowing, because anyone will take a chance to shoot you in the side or sneak up on you while you're reloading and dispatch you. There is joy to be had in punching round after round through heavy tanks and watching them panic as they realise they're in the sights of a deadly tank destroyer. I do have one of these, and I have noticed that the weak point on top is almost in line with the pivot point of the tank, meaning that a left-right wiggle doesn't actually move the weak point. So when you're trying to jink around in the 155, it's challenging. The best playstyle for this is what you've been watching, long-range support of your frontline heavies. The longer you can keep your heavies alive, the longer you get to sit back and just smash the enemy. Unfortunately, the Foch 155 is no longer available. However, the Foch B is basically the same TD. The gun has been switched out for a 120mm 6-round magazine. So if this TD sounds like your thing, perhaps you should have a look at that. Thank you for joining me in the fridge. Please check the links in the video description to my Twitch and Patreon and consider supporting me there. At the moment I am playing a Diablo 3 Seasons character on Twitch, so check that out. Like and subscribe, share my content, and I'll see you again soon.